Hi, I'm Christopher
Hi,
Sapp.
everybody. This is Bob
Hey, guys,
Bergen.
this is Stephanie Shea.
Hey, I'm Veronica Taylor.
Hey, everybody. This is Billy
Hey
West.
guys, I'm Ryan Colt Levy.
Hi, this is Kyle Aber.
Hi, this is Kira Buckley.
Hi, I'm Jameson Price.
Hi, I'm Sean Chiplock.
You are listening to Two Dads.
You're listening to
Two Dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Two dads
And
and
a
a podcast.
A couple of dads on a podcast.
Yes, I feel powerful.
You know what's also powerful?
Hey guys, I'm Two Dads in a Podcast.
And I'm powerful. I was going... Man.
I bet you had a whole thing planned out.
No, I didn't. No. I really didn't. I was hoping you would say something funny. And
we are doing the Sinister Six.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
We've made our own, though.
They're powerful. Sinister Six is powerful.
Yeah, so many people have been in it.
Oh, yeah, just a few. At
All
least six people have been in it. At least six. Each time.
Minimum of 6.
Yes.
Then you got the return of the Sinister Six and the revenge of the Sinister Six, and the
like the lineups
Six goes to Mars, and
you man, how you had the original, the second, third lineup, then you had like different villains created their own Sinister Six. Then you had the Sinister 12 at one point. That got kind of crazy. It was really hard to count 6 twice. So they just went back to 6.
Then what did you do? The Insidious 6 at one point.
There was the Savage, what is it? The Savage 6 or something like that, in one of the alternate universes. Yeah, it got kind of crazy. I think it's my turn to start this week, isn't it?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anymore.
So we don't keep track of that here.
Been doing it wrong half the time, anyways.
So sorry if you guys have to listen to one person be the first one, 4 times in a row. But I'm not actually sorry. So I'm going to tell you my first member. And to start it off, these are in no particular order. So this is just who is on our Sinister Six.
Oh, I put mine in order of my favorite.
You're rude.
I didn't
either. But I am starting with one of my favorites and probably one of the biggest fan favorites out there. I know it's my wife's, and it's Norman Osborn. It's the Green Goblin.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
and the thing is,
I've seen enough of them to last me a lifetime by now.
Well, sure.
But that's only because they keep restarting the fucking live action.
That's very true. But the thing is, he's iconic. And he wasn't really a part of the Sinister Six for a while.
He was really effective on his own.
Yes. He was the leader of the Sinister 12 that we just talked about. So he was part of that, but he was never really a major...
Too many of those guys.
Yeah, way too many. So he was created, his first appearance was in 1964 in the Amazing Spider-Man comics. I want to say it was issue 14. And since then, he's been a staple. He has been around so long. His son picks up the mantle. There's how many different goblins out there now? It's not just the Green Goblin. You've got like 4 other goblins.
The Hobgoblin with it, and there's like 12 of them.
Yeah.
Because they were tired of the Green Goblin. Well, they're tired of Norman Osborn and stuff. The writers were tired of
the thing is, in the first, what was it, the second Sinister Six, Hobgoblin was one of the members. So they've been around for a long time. These characters have, but he's just one of the biggest. And honestly, he's been a villain, not just for Spider-Man, but he's fought the Avengers. He's gone up against, what was it? The Iron Patriot and all kinds of different things. But we mostly know him from Spider-Man.
Right.
And I love him. He's a fantastic villain.
So I'm gonna start mine off with the leader of the Sinister Six, the creator of the Sinister Six, And at one point, the villain of the Sinister Six, and yeah, awkward.
Yeah,
But-
they planned to kill him at one point. That was a little
Dr.
awkward turtle.
Dr. Octopus, the only so far, I think the only villain they've kind of done good in Spider-Man up to now has been Dr. Octopus.
He's been fantastic across the board, and he's on my list. He's the second one on my list because I wanted to start off with two that I know were members of the Sinister Six already. And
Well, I mean, you should know if any of yours were members or not. Are you questioning?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't look that far into it.
I mean, he's the coolest. What they've done with him, especially through the video games, through the comics, TV, cartoon.
Marvel Spider-Man video game was fantastic. What they did in the newest Spider-Man movie was amazing. He has been a fantastic villain all the way through, and he got his start 1963. He was in issue 3 of the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he's one of the first villains that you come across, and his story has been changed up here and there. Originally, he had the four robot arms, and
I think the most of how it's changed up is whether or not those robot arms are fused to him. Kind of varies from history to history.
Yes, that's probably the biggest one. All of them, he kind of gets driven insane and becomes a villain, goes crazy, as villains do. But he's
dangerous and he's smarter than Peter Parker.
Well, and not just that, he eventually, in one of the storylines, he becomes Spider-Man. He's the superior Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's all over the place. He's one of the greatest villains. He ends up being one of the coolest, honestly. I love his suit. One of the coolest Spider-Mans. You can't do better,
unlike
honestly.
Spider-Man, he actually has 8 limbs.
Yes. Well, I mean, Spider-Man does too in a couple of the storylines where he turns into an actual spider.
Yeah, that was weird shit.
Yeah, that was weird. That was very weird.
Because they went through this on the animated series arc in the 90s, and before I started even ever reading comics, before I could even read, watching it, and it was weird. It was just fucking weird.
Oh yeah. But we're not talking about Spider-Man here. We're talking about our personal Sinister Six, and my number 3. Okay, so he was a member of the Sinister Six as well. See, this is where I got confused.
You're on to your number 3. I haven't even done my second one yet.
Oh. Well, that's rude.
Jeez.
That's rude of me.
What am I going to do?
Right, go ahead.
My number 2, obviously, is Kangaroo, who is a man who just
is it
had
really
an
Kangaroo?
No.
I was gonna.
It's one of the dumbest ones.
Oh my god.
He just had a knack for jumping so much that he practiced so hard that he became a better jumper than kangaroos just on work ethic. How the fuck does that happen without a little spirit juice injected into your veins? No, my second one was never a member of the Sinister Six, but I think it had a sweet touch, and that's the Jackal, because he was responsible for fucking ruining Peter Parker's life.
Oh, yeah. Well, a funny thing, Jackal is on my list as well.
Oh, is he? Oh,
yeah. I love it. And reading up more on him and getting a little bit more of his background, because, obviously I haven't read all the comics since 1965. When the Jackal first came out. He's nuts. He's like the creator of most of the Spider-Man clones, including Scarlet Spider and Spider-Side and Kane. And he screwed up a lot. Like you said, Peter Parker's life just got fucked up because of this dude.
And if you want to just sort of throw chaos, you gotta add him into the group. He's responsible for obviously his obsession for Gwen Stacy. A little inappropriate. A driving factor and kind of didn't help stuff. Like you said, the Clone Saga was fun.
Yeah.
And his different sort of iterations and sort of the representation through the years and how it's evolved to really like he's a fucking for real Jackal.
Oh
now,
yeah. I mean,
you know?
he died how many times? 4 times? 4 or 5 times? Just like most comic books, you know, the villains that people like don't stay dead. The heroes
and
that people like
regeneration
don't
wasn't
stay
always
dead.
wasn't always one of his things. You know, because he was a biochemist, obviously, hence the cloning.
Mhm.
And just he was a gymnast and a martial artist, so kind of when he spliced his genes with the Jackal, it sort of gave him this fucking crazy set of skills just enhanced now.
And honestly, he looks he's a Jackal, but he looks more like a goblin now. He almost looks like the Green Goblin.
He is green.
He is green. He's got pointed ears and scaly skin depending on who drew him. Now he's fantastic, and he even joins the High Evolutionary at one point, who is a completely crazy being in and of themselves, and a villain across the entire.
I gotta
Marvel
try and do
universe.
one that you don't have now.
Yeah. Good luck. Good luck, because
I'm gonna
apparently
go with Sandman.
Is Sandman really on yours?
Yes.
Nice. I like
Yes.
Sandman. He is not on mine, so there you go. Good job. I'm proud of you.
He was a member of the Sinister Six. It's kind of between him and another candidate.
He was one of the original members of the Sinister Six, along with Doc Ock.
But and the movie version of him aside, he's actually a really good villain.
Yes.
And there are a few that this spot in particular I could throw into it, and I guess I can wait for your list before I start throwing out names. But I think like his ability of being just hard sand, you know, being able to compress and expand it's kind of like, I don't know if it's his molecules at that point that he's compressing and expanding or what, but so he can get really hard, he can get really soft.
Me too. You had to know that was going to happen.
He can change shapes. He can grow, a couple times his size, and really, I think that skill set can make for a dangerous opponent.
Oh yeah, and he is in the comics one of the more sinister villains. He's not as homey as he is in the movies.
Yeah, no,
he's not as much of a homebody.
I guess I just think he's one of the best villains as far as skill sets goes.
Oh yeah, and he's another one that ended up being a good guy for a little while. He joined the Avengers for a little bit, which is kind of cool. Though. You know, he was part of Silver Sable's group, so he's been all over the place, and right. I like it. Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four makes sense a little bit. You pair him up with the Thing.
Yep.
Both of them getting hard and soft together.
I think we need to stop this and move on to my next one. So my fourth member of my Sinister Six is, we talked about the Jackal. He wasn't part of the Sinister Six, but one that was, and very briefly, honestly, I think he was actually only part of the Sinister 12, along with Green Goblin, and it's Chameleon. The very first member of Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery.
Yeah.
He was Amazing Spider-Man #1, 1963. He was the first villain created for this.
Yep. Best known for his superpower of changing colors.
Yes.
And being able to look in 2 different directions at the same time.
I mean, he probably could. He can make himself look like anybody he wants to look like. He He is Kraven the Hunter's stepbrother. He gets knocked out by MJ.
Yeah.
You know, these are all qualities.
Michael Jordan, you mean?
Yes.
In round 1 at the playoffs.
Yep.
He got knocked out.
He just couldn't stand up to him. He should have turned himself into Michael Jordan. Things would have gotten a little weird though, then I guess.
That one, I think, like the ability to shapeshift is underappreciated and underutilized nowadays.
Definitely. And I really like him. He can shapeshift. And he's not a super powered villain in the sense that he can lift 10 tons or punch through walls. No, he's adaptive. He can live a long time, speak multiple languages, and make himself look like anybody. And honestly, that sometimes can be one of the most cunning villains, is somebody who can trick you. They're not there to just overpower you. If you don't know they're there, it becomes a little bit crazier. And at one point, he steals a baby.
They did great with that. But obviously, stuff like that gets overshadowed by the flashy, overpowered villains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I definitely did not go that route. That's flashy, overpowered for my third one. I chose Cletus Cassidy, otherwise known as Carnage, who is
nice,
one of the most overpowered villains just ever.
Oh my goodness, yes.
One
of the symbiotes.
I went with Carnage, and as opposed to any of the other symbiotes,
as opposed to Carnage's parent, Venom.
Yeah, to name a few. So I mean, he's just pure evil and strength. You gotta have that cannon on your side when you're teaming up against Spider-Man. So
yeah, he's one of the cooler looking symbiotes in my opinion, but I may be a little biased because my favorite color is red.
Yeah, no, but, it's not a bias. I mean, he is. He's the coolest.
He's just, and some of the art that they did for him in both the pieces coming off of him and the little bit the superior Carnage, and some of this art is just terrifying.
The Black, White, and Carnage series they did last year was just stunning. I think they won 6 issues of that or something. I don't know. I'll have to look at my comic.
And he's not been around for near as long as some of these other guys. What, 1992?
Yeah, no, he's been fairly recent and just steamrolled through everybody. I mean, so devastating that Spider-Man and Venom had to team up to team up against him. So
he kind of took the Spider-Man universe by storm. Yeah, he was in almost every Spider-Man game that has come out. He's all over the place, and I love it. I love that he's on your list.
Yeah.
That's cool. He is not on my list, so good job not copying me again.
Sweet.
That moves us on to my fifth member.
Yeah.
My fifth member it's a goblin, but it's probably not the one that you think. It's derivative from Hobgoblin, Jason McIndale. But when Jason the Hobgoblin makes a pact with a demon, and then crazy things happen, and he expels the demon, and the demon becomes its own goblin, the Demo Goblin. And can I be 100% honest? I picked him because he looks fucking awesome. No, he's
fair enough.
He's awesome looking. He's been around for a decent time. 1989, just barely longer than Carnage, and he's freaky. He's crazy. He looks undead, as demons do. He's, got the spiked teeth and the super long tongue. And I love the fiery glider with the pumpkin bombs. He's just...
the skull flame glider is much better.
Yes.
I mean, everything about the character is much better than depicted than the Hobgoblin or the Green Goblin, which honestly, I always thought they were pretty fucking goofy. Like,
yeah. But this one,
great
this
villains.
one really kind of steps up the design game for the Demo Goblin, and
yes, thank you.
Truly looks like what you would expect a demon-like goblin villain to be, and
plus, I mean, he's got the super strength and speed and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, he's got claws. He has divine powers. Well, they're evil.
Got some
divine powers. They're divine powers.
Quote unquote magic and some other sort of what do you call it? Mutant, I guess.
And
abilities.
We can also blame Doctor Strange for him coming around too. It's all Doctor Strange's fault.
Yeah, that's cool. Doctor Strange makes some great stuff happen.
He does. Definitely some of the cooler things.
Right. Not great for like society as a whole.
No, not at all.
But great for the readers.
Yes.
So when we make my fifth member of my six is going to be Mephisto, a demon.
Nice. So we both had demons. I had a demon goblin, and you had Mephisto.
I mean, why wouldn't you basically have him?
Yeah, I like that choice. He's not on my list, so good job again.
He's a demon.
He is a demon.
He's not just like comes with demon stuff, but he's like highly intelligent. So that fills my role of intelligent strategist on your team,
group sure.
Party thing. I mean, you got Doc Ock, obviously. He's got some ability there, but Mephisto is really just this. I mean, he's a demon, so he's evil.
He's big. He's red. He's a demon, and I mean, what other reasons do you need?
I mean, we could break down all his little. All the abilities he can do and stuff, but
that's a lot of abilities.
It goes along with being like immortal and like demon-y,
demons do demon things. It happens. I get it.
They do that. And being immortal really helps with like your survivability aspect when it comes to fighting against heroes.
And I want to throw out that Mephisto makes his first appearance not in Spider-Man, but he makes his first appearance in
Silver
Bible
Surfer.
Tales for Young Folk, issue 1 in 1953.
You're funny. Yeah, he's based off of a real demon.
Off of a real, real quote unquote, Sorry, I couldn't help myself there. Oh man.
So we're down to your last two.
No, we're down to my last one.
Oh, you went first, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
we're down to the last one.
I had Osborn, Doc Ock, Jackal, Chameleon, the Demo Goblin, and my last one is...
I can't believe you put the Demogorgon in your...
Yeah, I know.
Sinister Six.
I was very tempted to put Megatron in there, because at one point, Spider-Man and Megatron kind of did a thing together. As you do in comics.
Who's your final member, and is it the same as mine?
We will find out next time. No. Can you imagine doing that?
Just for one.
Just for one. No, my last
do
one.
Do a 5-minute episode in a couple days.
I feel like she had to be on this list due to her powers. And
is it White Rabbit?
No. Oh. Is that yours?
No.
Okay. No,
but
mine
it could be yours.
Is she's got a single word name, not two. And it starts with a Q. It's Queen.
So what's your reasoning for not choosing who my number 6 is?
Because we have different lists. No, I love Queen's story, and she's probably she's the most recent one on my entire list. She first appeared in 2004, and her powers are devastating to Spider-Man, and that's why I have her on the list, because you have her on there. Any of the Spider-Man, any of them are just going to completely be overwhelmed, not by her alone, and then the other 5 are just going to completely take them out. She has the ability to control insects and people who have insect genes, and she just completely, without even really trying.
Who would that be? Who would that entail?
Spider-Man and the spider clones. Generally, yes. It's her powers are crazy, and if she was ever part of the Sinister Six in the actual comics, they would never lose. They couldn't lose unless the entire Avengers came in, and they would kill the Sinister Six would kill Spider-Man before anybody was able to help him out. Yeah. With her alone being on there, being able to control him. I mean, she completely just disarms him and then kisses him because comics.
I mean,
then she
has a lot of other abilities too.
This is also one of those crazy Spider-Man stories that happens too. She turns Spider-Man into a gigantic spider who she wants to have babies with. Not just babies with, she wants Spider-Man in his giant spider form to have the babies.
Yeah, they do that shit a lot. Like, what? Where did we go wrong?
Inadvertently, she makes Spider-Man stronger in the process.
Yeah.
This is when he was able to do organic webs of his own, and he gained enhanced strength, and his other senses got stronger. Yeah, this was one of the weird ones. And then she has Spider Island. There's some. It's great, and she was on Spider Island with the Jackal, so they've worked together. They've got a working relationship. So why not have them both on the team?
She has the other stuff. She's got the strength thing going on for her, and she's a telekinesis.
She's an insect mutant. She's a latent mutant, and she's an insect mutant hybrid, which is great. For being a villain.
My final. It's Wilson Fisk. It is the Kingpin.
Oh, nice.
And even though, for a while, even now, not primarily viewed as solely
a Spider-Man villain. He's more of a Daredevil villain.
Daredevil. First appearance was in Spider-Man, and he has been featured heavily throughout the years in Spider-Man.
Yeah, and honestly, he was one of the primary villains in Into the Spider-Verse, which was a fantastic movie. I loved his iteration in there, as well as the female Doc Ock. That was pretty cool.
And he was a great villain in the video game, the last Sony one. He was heavily featured in the cartoons and obviously the comic books. He's just a presence. He's a force. And really, I watched the new Hawkeye series recently.
Yep.
So it's stuck out to me.
I love how they're bringing more of these characters and kind of joining them together and showing, like Fisk, for example, that he's not just a Daredevil villain. He's not just a Spider-Man villain. He has a presence across the Marvel universe, along with quite a few of these guys.
The live action for him with the TV show being so good, I think he can make an appearance with Spider-Man now, and it would.
Well, I believe they are making at least, I want to say, 1 or 2 more Spider-Man movies, and I know they're doing some Spider-Man animated show. So I'm excited to see what happens with a lot of these villains and where they go with these, and maybe we'll get a non-shitty Sinister Six in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, that'll be complicated with the rights divvied up the way they are, but they look like they're playing
but
nice.
They could make their
For
own
now.
thing. Maybe the cinematic universe needs Morbin time to happen.
Yeah,
It's
so,
Morbin time.
We'll see.
Come on. Man, I will still never get over the fact that Sony was essentially gaslit into re-releasing the movie so it'll flop a second time. That was probably one of the greatest things that has ever happened in cinematic history.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. But as always, guys, we want to know who's your favorite Spider-Man villain. Give us a 6 of your own. You know, if you just really liked one of the teams that was already established, let us know. Reach out to us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Email us at 2dap2020@gmail.com. You can check out our YouTube also at 2dap2020. And as we always do.
Next time on Two Dads and a Podcast.
See next week.
I don't think we thought that far ahead.
Well, I did.
Oh, you did. You did. And you didn't talk it over with me.
No. I was just gonna surprise. See, because we've been watching a lot of anime feature film movies lately, so I figured we would just go ahead and knock it out. Do the top 5.
He brought it back. We did it again.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm nothing if not consistent.
Oh man,
but that one that knocks that one out, and we've got a few kind of floating around, multiple.
Yeah, we've got plenty of ideas.
Sidekicks and the band cards and.
Yeah, there's a lot that we can pick from, but obviously, if you guys have one that you really want us to do, reach out, and we'll try to do that at some point in the future as well. But for now,
yeah, if not, we're doing our favorite extreme sports video games, and I'll tell you what, that Dave Mirra 2,
dude, Dave Mirra was there where it was at, man. Those BMX bikes games, I had a blast with those. No joke.
I like the ATV racer. I think.
But you can't give your whole list now if we're going to do it at some point in the future.
And
Jeez. All right. But anyway, guys, as always, thanks so much for listening.
We'll see you next week. Maybe.
Probably.
Anime. Feature films.
Probably not.